Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Christine Dixon of The Ordinary Sacred, and I'm so happy you're back here with me. In the last video, I led you through an exercise called natural breathing. And today I'm going to lead you through some exercises from chapter 8 of Outshining Trauma by Ralph de la Rosa. And again, my intention here is to help you develop these portals that create the conditions in which your self and your parts who suffer can come together in interrelating. It helps you relax and calm your nervous system. It allows your brain waves to go down from beta to alpha to theta, to access your subconscious, to receive communication, to, like I said, have a portal into capital S self and to capital L love, and to facilitate that relationship. So, the exercises I want to lead you through today have to do with your body and tapping into your body. Ralph gives two exercises. I'm going to present them together here. One of them is called spacious knowing, and the other inhabiting the body. But I like how he describes spacious knowing. He says, a key to showing the body that we are in the here and now, and that it doesn't have to run on maps built of past experience, is something called spacious knowing. And it's actually much simpler than you might think. He explains how when we have parts who are stuck in past moments of trauma or perhaps conditioning or fear or different things, it's as if they have these maps that they've created, whether they're exiles or protectors, and they put those maps, they overlay them onto the present moment, and they translate everything according to those maps. And so, what we're doing in this exercise is we are updating the parts. We're letting them know that this is the current terrain. This is where we are now. And it may or may not be safe in similar or different ways, but this is where we are now. And hopefully, in the exercise at least, you will be safe. Okay. And then the second exercise, I'll just move into when I guide you through it right now, is called Inhabiting the Body. And it's something that Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about because I think anything that supports the condition of helping bring us into this present moment and kind of out of ruminations about future or past is going to be where we access the self because the self is always here right now. Okay, so as always, I first invite you to find a comfortable position, whether you're sitting or lying down, and to check around you to make sure that your present conditions are safe. So you might look around you, listen, smell, and just let yourself know, let your parts know that you're safe now. If you're not, support yourself. Close a door, go to a different location. If there's someone who feels unsafe or if the environment's unsafe, do what you can to help support a sense of comfort and safety. And then I invite you, you might just take a couple breaths. Just again, extending the exhale will tell your body that you're safe, and you might close your eyes or just keep a soft gaze. And some people like to do this spatial awareness exercise with their eyes open or closed. Either way is fine. But what I invite you to do is really um, visualize or sense your body in the space, in the position, the amount of space it takes up relative to the room you're in. So you might just intentionally become aware of where the floor is, where the ceiling is, where the walls are. And you can kind of do this even with your eyes closed because your body is aware of it, even then. And, you might be to the left of a room, in a corner of the room, in the center of the room. You might be up higher on a chair, or on a bed, or on the floor. So you're just locating yourself in the room. This simple exercise helps put a map of the current situation over perhaps a past map that your parts are putting on. And it's just a simple way to update them. And you can do this anytime if you're in a grocery store or somewhere where a part of you gets activated and you have maybe even just a felt sense of a flashback in your body. You can take a breath and feel your body, feel gravity pulling you down, and locate where you are in the space you're in. And beyond that, even now, sometimes I like to, once I locate myself in this room, in this space, is to then kind of locate where the room is in the map of the house or the building. And then where that building or house is in the map of the neighborhood. And you can keep going out and kind of realize your place on the map on the earth and in the universe. And again, sometimes these exercises overwhelm parts. So just turn toward them and let them know it's just an experiment and we don't have to do it if they don't want to. Whatever helps them feel safe. So you can just do this room if you want. And then from there, once you have your current map of your location, I invite you to feel your hands. This is an exercise that Eckhart Tolle often leads. And I'm going to guide you through it in the way that Ralph describes it in the book. He says, first, begin to notice your hands. And if you don't have two hands, you might notice your feet or any other body part that you have two of, maybe your arms, your thighs, or the front and back of your torso. And first, start with one hand and just notice the skin. Maybe the temperature, is it warm or cool? Is it tingling? Maybe the quality of the air touching your hand, if you feel a breeze or maybe it's still. Whatever you find on the skin of your hand. And then go deeper into the muscles of the hand. You might be holding your hand in a certain position, and so you feel the, the constriction of the muscles there. And then it gets more and more subtle, but begin to feel the fibers, the sinews in the hand, and go even further to the bone, the structures, the joints that allow your hand to bend and move. The dense, heavy, interlocking network of skeletal structure. And just spend a little time there in the aliveness of this one body part. You might feel the energy, the miracle even of your hand. Let yourself feel awe if you do. Let yourself just feel your hand. And then I invite you to go to the other hand and just notice any subtle ways that it feels different. Maybe it's more or less relaxed in a different position. Again, notice the skin, the muscles, the bones. Notice the contrast, any subtle contrast between the two hands. Maybe there's a qualitative difference in the texture, the temperature, or the general sense of aliveness or tenseness. And then what I invite you to do is to switch back and forth gently between your awareness of one hand and the other. Kind of like you're dancing from one hand to the other. And you might notice subtle changes in the way your hand feels. You might move your hands. And then you can bring an awareness of both hands at the same time. And even dance between that, between the right, the left, the right, the left, both together. And again, this might seem like a simple, silly thing, but it's a small exercise beginning to give you experience with just being and noticing on a deeper level the awareness of your body and of the miracle of your body. Because it is this level of presence and attention that will eventually allow your self energy to come in and give that same level of non-judgmental observation and curiosity to your parts. So we're just starting by giving that to our hands. And you can do this exercise anytime you'd like. Just experiment with it. You can do it with your feet, with different parts of your body, for as short or as long as you'd like, whatever feels good to you. You don't ever have to make yourself do anything. And if parts feel fearful or concerned, try to see what their concern is and meet that concern, or just see if they'll do a small experiment. Okay, and then in the next video, I'm going to teach you something that is, again, it's in Ralph's book, but it's a common, it's a really, really powerful exercise called pendulation, that I'm going to teach you about. And then in the fourth video on this chapter, I'm going to guide you into working with the parts who resist these kinds of things, who resist being still, resist slowing down, resist paying attention and observing in this way, so that you can work with them, and whatever blocks the way is the way. So you can meet with them, meet their concerns, so that maybe they'll allow you to do these experiments. So that's going to be next week. I'll do those two videos. But please feel free to leave in the comments how this experience was for you, just to locate your body in this space and its position, to lay that map, to update the system, and then to just focus on your hands and bring your awareness and your curiosity to that. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free also to leave those in the comments below. And if you have watched to this point, go ahead and leave an emoji of a hand. any kind of hand in the comments, and I'll know that you watched. So I look forward to seeing you next week to do the next exercises with me.